Growing up, I got into online console gaming fairly early, but I missed on some of those staples of the 7th console generation. I had Halo, but no Xbox Live for various reasons, and didn't get into COD till Modern Warfare 2. But what I did have was Warhawk, the online third-person shooter that was exclusive to PS3 and developed by Incognito. The same Incognito that gave us Twisted Metal Black and Twisted Metal Head-On just a few years prior. Warhawk was released in August of 2007, almost a year after the PS3 and PSN launched, and is considered to be the first big title on PSN, and is also ranked the 4th highest earning PSN game on PS3. You could download the game right from the PlayStation Store, or you could buy a disc version that came bundled with a Bluetooth earpiece. As a kid, I can remember spending my birthday money on the physical version, but I didn't pay attention to the fact that the game was online only. So what did Lil Main do without a parent supervision? I made a PSN account. I made the age like 40 or something crazy like that. Mind you, I was in 5th grade at the time, but once I was in, it was like a whole new world open up for your main. I was one of the first out of my friends that had a PS3, and being able to play online with or against other people was great, especially when I couldn't hang out with my friends, but I still wanted to interact with people. I rarely ever did tutorials in games as a kid. I just got down to the nitty gritty. And in Warhawk's case, that meant getting my ass kicked. Full lobbies consisted of up to 32 people, depending on the game mode, and I promise you, the opposing 16 gave me hell. Trying to use a 6-axis controller for evading missiles was not working out for me in the early days, so I resorted to just using the right thumbstick. I didn't know where the weapons like RPG spawned in, and my aim was just terrible. But I did stick with it, and eventually I started to get some skill. I could dogfight pretty okay, evading missiles and whatever else the enemy threw at me. My ground combat, like sniping, running and gunning, and getting flags, wasn't too bad either. The map locations had some variation, from a war-torn town to Arctic bases, an outpost in the desert, and even an archipelago. Each map had multiple size variations that range from small to extra large. For example, your team deathmatch or capture the flag layout may look different despite being in the same location. The DLCs brought one new location along with these varying sizes once again. In terms of customization, for your characters, you could choose an insignia and change the color. Same with planes, and you could choose a wrap too. But I'll admit, the customization of Warhawk feels simple by today's standards. But at the time, that was plenty, and I'd even argue that simplicity is still the way to go at sometimes. So who's at war in Warhawk and why? You have the Eucadians versus the Chernobyls. The former being the good guys and the latter being the bad guys. They're basically fighting over resources and land, and that's all we really know. The campaign was scrapped about a year before release, and unfortunately, on January 31st, 2019, Warhawk servers went offline. I'm aware that there's still ways to play online, and the footage of me getting demolished is from this week, but I'd imagine that the number of players now definitely isn't what it used to be. So that begs the question, what do I want to see in a reboot? First things first, it needs to keep that third-person point of view. I'd love for it to keep that World War II influence. You can see it in the planes, the Warhawk and the Nemesis, both resembling the Allies and Axis powers respectively. The characters definitely had that influence, with just about every campaign of World War II being represented in terms of what can be worn. I'm still on board with the idea of having to find weapons, but I would like to see some more added, maybe a shotgun or some machine gun to start. Ground vehicles can stay the same, but it'd be cool to see wraps on those as an option too. Keep the map sizes, keep the locations, but also bring in new ones. If the game goes free to play, then no campaign. Definitely bring in DLC or the dreaded Battle Pass, but make it reasonably priced. If Warhawk did get a campaign, I would personally love to see the story between Chernova and Eucadia unfold. And speaking of co-op, make it up to 4 players couch co-op for both campaign and multiplayer, just like it was in 2007. Of course it'll come to PS5, but it also should be on the Xbox Series consoles and even the Switch too, I think. And you damn right it's gonna have crossplay and cross progression enabled. Will it ever happen? I doubt it. But like I always say, your main can dream. Did you play Warhawk? Do you miss it as much as I do? Let me know.